All right, welcome back. We rejoin our companions the morning after the soft launch of their tavern as they prepare to march north, potentially to war. Weird that like all of our games are doing the same thing in the same time of the year right now. All right. As usual, Wade does not sleep. So I don't know if he's technically up first since he was never asleep to begin with, but regardless, we rejoin everyone in the morning at the tavern.
Well, I assume Learas is up before Cam, so
I think maybe Cam would have asked Learas to try to wake her up in a more reasonable time today if they have a bunch of stuff to do and there's a dragon somewhere that we might want to take care of.
Then he wakes up and shakes her awake.
She sits up so quickly that it almost hits him in the face when she does so. What's going on? Oh,
morning.
Right. Okay. She's gonna start like combing her hair, like raking her fingers through it as she tries to wake up a little bit more. And she goes, "It's a big day ahead of us."
Yeah, in theory, we've got some traveling to do, some scouting to do. I don't know how long it's going to take us to get there, but and we're still waiting on Alvatinde to move her fortress, so we're on our own for now.
Yeah. I think while I was sleeping, I may have gained some more knowledge that might help us. Or more power, I guess. I don't know if I really would call it knowledge. I could probably just do it if I really tried.
Did your father visit you again last night?
It didn't really feel like he visited me, but I was definitely in the shifting wood at the time.
Well, that's good. If you think you're capable of doing more, that should help us.
I think if we can, I'd like to just take a minute and stop there on our way.
That should be fine. It is on the way, so. But you're not planning for me to meet him today, are you?
Oh, no. No, I just, I've been thinking about what we're going to do if it goes really bad out there. It's so far out in the middle of nowhere at the edge of the bay. And I was thinking kind of like, you know how Elvatende sometimes just summons us somewhere? I've really been wanting something like that. And I think I might be able to do it, but it's like there's really specific things about it, so.
All right. Well, I'm not going to pretend to understand how your magic works.
Oh, I mean, I don't really understand how it works either, so that's fair.
That is a big detriment to me figuring it out, yes.
I think it's probably best if we wait until after we know that we're not, gonna die in this battle to maybe have you meet him. properly?
Yeah, that's fair, because if you put all the effort into him meeting me and then I die off on you, it'll be awkward
It'd be a
when...
little bit embarrassing, really. Well, then you were this big hero and then you just die.
Well, heroes do that sometimes.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to do that.
You'll revoke my hero status if I die.
No, I think I'll just be really sad.
You should have said yes, then I wouldn't be allowed to die.
I'll never let you live it down. Wait.
Well, not an issue. You know what? It's early. I'll give you time to think about it. Come back. And he kisses her on the forehead and goes to check on the rest of the tavern.
It's honestly so hard sometimes to not try to like pull out wit from my pocket playing this character.
Yeah, you check on the rest of the tavern and everything looks to be in good shape. Perhaps on an initial reaction, you see a mouse scurrying around, but then you see that it has a transparent skull, and that's fine. Those mice are allowed to be here.
He'll just psychically say to it, "Good morning."
It stops and turns to you and like regards you with some intelligence in its eyes and squeaks something at you in mouse-ish and carries on about whatever it was doing.
Fair enough. Where's Wade this morning?
On the roof, watching.
On the roof?
How else is gonna watch and make sure that the dragon doesn't come down and kill us all?
How did you even get up there?
Oh, there's an access. Y'all have a flat roof.
Oh, do we? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it stable? Because we haven't renovated those top floors yet.
Stable enough.
All right. Then he'll look around until he finds Wade on the roof.
I imagine Wade doesn't even weigh that much either.
I haven't weighed him yet, so I don't know.
Wow. Wow.
I've been waiting until we're closer. I'd use the same pun twice with different homonyms. Come on.
I think that was like 3 times, honestly. It's okay. Every time you make a pun, the CR on the final boss goes up by 1. We're at like 700 now.
Yeah, I was just going to say that we're already fucked.
Might as well keep pumping those numbers.
Yeah. Surely it'll come back around.
Yeah. It rolls over after a certain number.
Yeah.
999 rolls back over.
Morning.
Oh, yes, I suppose it is.
And I thought you came up here to keep watch. You didn't even notice that the time of day had changed.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter what time of day it is. You know, a dragon's going to be pretty noticeable. Hopefully. I'd hope so.
Almost as much so as the sun.
Shay.
How'd your night go? I assume there was no issues.
You know, I almost wish there was something so that it wouldn't be like this just anxious feeling of, you know, like, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen?
I get
What's
that.
going on?
Well, hopefully we still have some time. We're heading to scout there today, right?
Yes.
So, we'll have answers soon enough. Well, whenever you're ready, come down. We should be heading out before too long.
Actually, I'll have the 2 of you make perception checks while you're up here.
Perception. Oh, no, we see a dragon in the distance.
At a distance of 5 feet.
It's only a 14.
Mine is going to be higher than that.
Good.
Isn't that like your
plus 11. So
Yeah.
that's 27.
27. Okay, yeah. Wade, you see it. It doesn't really register to you as something strange, but like you do see it. Learas, off in the distance, rolling down from some of the mountains north of where Sten's Gap would be, you see a almost perfectly circular storm cloud that's moving this way quickly.
Oh, I think she's on her way, actually. Alvatinde, not the dragon, which I'm pretty sure
is that-
was a male dragon.
Yes.
that what that is? I thought I heard something.
Yeah, you see how it's perfectly circular? Clouds generally don't do that.
I guess you're right.
And it's moving much faster than the clouds around it. Well then, we might have a rendezvous with them before we even head out to scout. Head out to scout. Kind of fun to say. All right, well, I'll head back inside. I don't know if Wade is following along.
Yeah, I guess, people are awake, so someone else can look out for dragons.
I assume the city watch is also doing so.
They are. Yeah, y'all head back inside and get ready for the day. Anything you need to do here before you head out?
I don't think so. I think we wrapped up all our loose ends yesterday. Unless anyone has anything that I'm forgetting. All right. Well then,
Yeah.
gather our stuff and head out.
Over the night, I had unattuned from the cape to the new spellbook.
Nice.
All right. So you all head out and so in the field north of town is where they had planned on Alvatende landing the Gale's Eye Tower. Is it your intent to wait for her to arrive or head out straight away?
I mean, she wasn't landing directly north of town, right? Like it was a little ways out.
It was a little ways, not too terribly far. Basically as close as she could to town without causing problems.
I think what we'll do is we will spread the word a little bit on our way out of town that she's coming in, and I don't know, try to gauge how far out she is once we get to the area we're expecting her to land.
Yeah. So head out, spread the word, head past the training grounds north of town, and you notice that there are fewer guardsmen and soldiers and volunteer people out and about today already. Normally you'd see more of them. You'd seen more of them walking the streets the last couple of days. There seem to be on a sort of bare minimum guard here, and when you continue heading north of town, you can see why as you approach the general vicinity of where the tower was supposed to set down. There's the 40 or 50 people gathered waiting.
Oh, perfect. Then word is out. All right. Well, once we're there, you said it was moving rather quickly. So, how long would be the estimate of it taking to land?
Based on that 27 perception check from earlier and being a ranger and having made the trip several times, probably an hour or two out by now.
What do we think? Is an hour or two worth it to convene with everyone at once before we go?
It's really hard to say.
We did share our newest information with them already. So, may not have more value than scouting ahead.
Did we originally tell her?
What did we originally tell her? Is that what you're asking?
Did we originally tell her we were going to meet up with them?
Yeah. The plan is to convene here, and then from here we'll head to the battle.
I thought we had told them we were going to scout ahead. I don't remember.
Yeah, we did. We did tell them that as well. The intent has always been for us to get a clearer view of what's going on, and then reconvene, and then fight.
So scout ahead?
Yeah, makes sense. Just with a lot of groups coming together, I thought maybe we want to be here for the initial, but she did also meet people last night, having ensmallened herself.
Say there wasn't,
if you will.
There wasn't a lot of talk last night about plans.
No, but this was the plan, and if she's at least familiar enough with the leaders among our group, then that should be fine until we actually have the layout.
I do feel like we've given them information, and a lot of the people who are going to be there are people who probably have been through this sort of thing more than us.
It's quite true. All right, well then we'll just make sure they know what we're doing, and with whatever leadership is here, we'll let them know that we are scouting ahead and we'll be back as soon as possible.
Yeah, Captain Bernhard is here overseeing things, and some of the various representatives from the different halls are here. Looks like pretty much there's a few druids of Luspiali that have volunteered themselves, and if you look around, you'll be able to spot Riven. The Kenku twins are nowhere to be found.
Well, they'll be here when they can be here.
I feel like they
No
have
rush.
some information to deliver anyway. Yeah, that all sounds good with Cam at least.
All right then. Let's press on and see how far ahead we can get here.
All right. So it is going to be several days' journey to get there.
Yeah.
Overland. It's at a normal pace, it would take you about a week on foot. So tell me about
with the high survival scores we have, at least 2 of 3. Would we be able to shave some of that time off cutting the countryside? Because I know the road kind of has a wide arc to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at some point you are going to have to completely break away from the road. And those survival scores will definitely be helpful at that point for sure. But so you're intending to go with haste, yeah?
Yeah, with haste off the road, trying to kind of, go unnoticed as a group of 3 kind of thing, traveling through the wilds.
But yeah, Cam does need to stop and actually cast that spell in the forest on the way for it to work later.
Yeah, so we won't cut off road until after that's done.
Yeah, I think she'll try to do it at the nearest most point to Crystal Harbor anyway, so shouldn't be too much out of the way.
Yeah. So you all head up north, further away from town, after checking in with Captain Bernhard and letting him know the plan while the tower is coming in for a landing imminently here in the next couple hours. Make your way up towards the southernmost point of the shifting wood, where the bark of the trees starts to take on that scintillating hue when creatures pass by them, and let me see. Who notices? Yeah, I'm gonna say Learas, you would definitely notice. There's a number of small creeks that run through this part of the countryside, and just it's not that the water in them is dirty or contaminated or anything, but it just strikes you as extra clear, like glass today. Which is not something that you know. It's like, hey, river water, nice, but it's like crystal freaking clear water, just like it's running fresh out of a glacier.
We don't know what to make of that. Can I stop the group and have a look? And
Absolutely.
Yeah. What would I roll to figure out?
I mean, what are you trying to figure out exactly?
I guess if it's like just pure water, or if there's something else going on here, or if there's anything. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to spend my lifetime here. We've got important things to do. But yeah, like, is it actually just water?
Yeah, I'll say you're able to determine, no roll necessary, that it is just water. There's not something else mixed into it. This is just pure, clean water.
It's weird, and this water's so perfect and clear, and like, don't get me wrong, our rivers and streams here tend to be, but it's much cleaner than you'd expect. Almost like it's been flooded with thousands of gallons of pure water.
Might as well top off while we're here, right?
I mean, that's one takeaway, yes. It's just unusual.
I was going to ask, is that something we should be concerned about? It doesn't seem like a harmful thing.
No. But in my line of work, I've learned to notice patterns and oddities. Try to figure out what might be causing them. I'm hoping that maybe just there was a large snow melt or something upstream.
Would like anything come to mind for Wade when thinking like what might have caused this?
So make a history check.
If I'm not proficient, would that just be a straight intelligence check?
Yeah.
That's a 24.
So close. There are lots of tales about creatures that can affect the environment around them. Whether or not that's what's happening here, hard to say. There's nothing else for you to go on other than water's really clear. It's a little weird that it doesn't really seem to be like kicking up silt. There's no like leaves floating in it. It looks like the idealized concept of a like cute babbling brook.
And is this inside the shifting wood?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know, but Cam, maybe it's the fact that your father is changing. He's purifying the woods.
It just like lights up. That would be really cool.
Maybe he's just helping us along our journey.
Lear's gonna take a sip.
That's some good water. And
This
you're a
is,
fish man, you know your water.
This is waterier than most water.
It is.
It's the quenchiest water I've ever had. He's going to use his canteen to water some of the local plants and then fill it with this stream water.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna swap out my water, skin water, just to see what Learas is talking about.
Good. That's some good water.
Cups a little bit and holds it to his gills. Oh yeah. Fresh.
But yeah. You refill with some fresh, crystal clear, shifting wood water. Cam, you have a spell to cast here, don't you?
I do. I see. What sort of flavor can I add to dish? Okay. She after getting that water and then hearing what Learas proposed as a possible idea of what might be happening, she goes to she finds like a space that has a lot of trees, but just like some sort of clearing, because she knows that there's probably going to be multiple people arriving here. But she also wants it to be like within the actual woods, and so she's going to get down in sort of like a prayer posture, the way she did the other night in the tavern, and she puts her hands out in front of her on the ground, kind of threading through the grass, and she just starts to she's praying, but she's also she's singing almost a little happy heart song in Celestial that sounds like her usual harp melodic tone, but there is a little bit of a sort of jaunty tavern feel to it, almost similar to some of the music that was being played at the tavern last night. As she begins to designate the spot as their sanctuary to be recalled back to.
Cam, are your eyes open or closed while you're focusing in on this?
They are closed, but she also, anytime she feels that sort of breeze from her father, her eyes do flutter open.
Okay, well, then it may give you some cause to leave your eyes open as you start doing this spell with that musical quality to it. All of you can hear some of the birds in the area kind of getting in on it and providing backing vocals, if you will, chirping in with the tune. And you can hear this faint shifting and occasional creaking while Wade and Learas, the two of you can see, and then Cam, when your eyes flit open, all of the trees around the immediate edge of this, any sort of bends or gnarls or imperfections in their trunks just straighten out, and these trees grow a little bit taller, a little bit broader, looking a little bit more not manicured in a garden way, but just very, very healthy. And again, it's kind of like the idea of this is the perfect little concept of a forest clearing.
Anne's a fairy tale princess, like a Disney princess, you guys. Yeah, she just kind of sits back. She stays sitting and she just kind of looks at everything for a moment, and she goes, I think that worked. So she's going to stand up, and she goes, I think if I know what this does correctly, if we get in really big trouble, I think I can bring us back here to the spot, and maybe a couple of other people too.
That's good to know. That will come in handy if we end up in over our heads or under a dragon.
That word of recall,
Yeah. How did you know that?
I can cast that too now.
What?
I don't
Only
recall
because of
using that spell.
the spell book.
Oh,
It has a few teleportation / planar spells in it.
well, that's really cool. Where would yours go?
I guess I'd have to do what you did, and I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet. I did think about one of the spells in here that I can't cast it yet, but if I could, it might make the battle a lot easier. If I could find a way to do it.
You feeling okay, Wade? Learas is going to put his wrist to his forehead.
Why?
Well, Cam thought of and prepared things for this battle that you have access to, and you didn't think of it.
I was thinking about the other spell. Do we have any more of those magic rocks?
Magic rocks?
The like stone that you store spells in? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is the one that I returned to.
If I use that, I might be able to cast a spell. And banish the dragon to some other plane of existence.
Oh, you mean the ones that
Oh, you mean the crystals?
yeah, the ones that
Yeah,
make their
crystals.
magic stronger or able to.
Well, only ones I have on me.
You went all watery.
The only ones that I have.
I guess
Get that
just
water
a
out of your
little-
gills.
I don't know what to know. It's too fresh, okay? I haven't breathed like this in years.
Think it cleared up?
But
Yeah.
the crystals I have are only the purple ones connected to the far realm, which
You
I don't
want
know
those.
if they'll do something to you if you use them for that purpose.
Probably. And is there like a plane of radiance or light?
There is the positive energy plane that you would be aware of.
I think that would work. I'd have to touch the dragon though, which would be pretty hard to get close enough to do that. Just a thought.
What spell are you talking
Yeah.
about?
I'm not even familiar with this.
Plane shift?
Oh, I have a banishment spell. Do you think that would work, or are dragons too like strong for that sort of thing?
It can work, but a lot of dragons have the ability to overcome your spells by their sheer will force, and we don't know that it's not originally from this plane, even if it's been manipulated and changed.
Plane shift just straight up sends it to some plane of your choosing.
And I'll
That-
clarify something about those crystals too. You know for sure that the blue ones do this. Less clear about the purple ones, but they let you cast they don't let you exceed the spell level that you can normally cast. Like if you can't cast a 7th level spell using the 6th level slot, but you could cast a 6th level spell as though you had upcast it to 7th level.
Maybe if I just have more of them, I can do it.
Also, foul. It's up to 8 willing creatures.
But the bottom part.
You can use the
bottom
spell to
part?
banish an unwilling
Oh.
creature.
Ah.
I mean, unless it's willing, I can willingly.
Greg's like, actually, sure, that sounds great.
Sounds like you want to be on the far realm. What if we just send you back there?
We cast some sort of charm on it first that makes it think that it wants to be on the plane of existence. That
You really want to take a vacation here,
and then when you cast it, it's willing. So should
Anyway,
we get there?
Yeah, let's walking and talking.
Naturally. So to the overworld map. Where is it? I need to unload some of these maps. I don't need all of them. Okay. So, is it your intent to, so like you said, the road goes mostly where you want it to up until the peninsula that juts out to the east. Is it your intent to follow the road here, or to not follow the road and potentially be stealthier?
Yeah, I think we're gonna cut like pretty close to the coast, and because the old way doesn't go there. I'm sure there's some remnant of road from the old days that would make travel probably easier, but
it'd make getting lost harder, but walking on it might not be any easier than walking on just the grass.
So yeah, just kind of devise a path where we are still trying to move relatively quickly, but trying to devise a path that exposes us as little as possible.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Shortly after you cast this spell, Cam, and make your way back out of the woods and head over towards the coast, you can see that that fast-moving storm cloud just zip by overhead. If it can go that fast with a bunch of people on it, probably won't have too much of a hard time catching up to you. For Learas' estimation purposes, it was moving at about 80 feet per round.
Okay. That's pretty fast. Yeah, it's just I'm wondering if, like, I suppose that is her forward, so she can call us there.
I'd say you would know. Well, you've only ever been called to one particular room in her fortress up on the mountain. And there's some sigils in the wall that seem to have something to do with that.
Well, then we'll just see what makes the most sense once we actually have information. It might just be like, yeah, come in. Like we've got an opportunity now, but if we need to plan further, then we might need to head back first.
And with the knowledge that Alvatende is very, very close to landing just north of Crystal Harbor, you all continue on. And for this first day of travel, let's get some. So let's see, Learas, you're probably leading the group, I would imagine.
It could be either way. Cam's really good at it too.
Yeah, I will be helping him.
Okay.
We're kind of we're leading Wade is basically how we usually go.
All right, then make that survival with advantage.
That's 24.
24, yeah. Very easygoing today. The wind is at your back, helping you make good time. Once Alvatende's storm cloud passes over, it is a clear, beautiful, albeit a bit crisp early winter day. And yeah, I'll say you make pretty good time. I'm gonna track of these rolls here with my notebook that I buried under a stack of other reference material. Here we go. Day 1, 24. All right. Yeah, everything goes very smoothly today. after a few hours of travel, say, Wade, you get a message in your head from Alvatende. The Gale's Eye Tower landed in Crystal Harbor, making preparations to march on the fort at your instruction.
I will let Learas and Cam know. How do you want me to reply to Elvatinde, guys?
Let her know we're on our way, scouting it out, and we'll send word as soon as we can.
I'll say we are on our way to the fort, scouting it out, and we'll let you know.
She does not send another message at this time. Right. And you will have an opportunity for a little bit of like evening downtime while you're resting if you want it on these days. You don't have to do anything. But as we draw towards the end of the first day of travel, you can see off in the distance to the west, you've mostly traversed the width of the shifting wood today. You can see farther off on the other side of the old way some of the trees that make up the northern outskirts of it. You find yourselves a nice place to hunker down for the evening that is largely out of direct line of sight of the road. Anybody might be traveling on it. Is there anything you all would like to do this evening?
I don't think so for me.
Cam
Can't even work with...
Cam just does her usual, setting up the dome as well.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Yeah, I got nothing.
How's everyone feeling? Are we unclear on anything that we're doing?
We're going to Fort Oss and seeing what's going on.
But Learas, are you gonna end up going ahead there? It's like I'm not exactly very stealthy.
Well, I'm hoping just to get a look from a distance, where you would maybe not be so loud as to draw attention to yourself. But depending on what we do find out, it might call for me getting a little bit closer.
Okay. Yeah, she's good with that. She's gonna some rest. They're gonna need it.
Yep.
And the night passes rather calmly, given the knowledge of what you're walking into in the next few days here. But it passes without issue. And let's get that survival check for day 2.
Cam, you want to take the lead today?
Sure.
I will help.
Click.
21.
21. Very nice. Another day of making good progress as you hug the coastline here. As fortune would have it, you hit the part of the bay, that little alcove, like right where the Amatha Peninsula juts out to the east, that's very shallow and has sort of extreme tidal variation there. And Learas and Cam, you recognize that you're sort of hitting this part of the bay just as the tide is starting to go out, and it would likely be safe if you hustled to cut across there. It would probably shave a few hours off of your journey rather than going the entire way around. And I'll just draw a little dotted line about the path that you would take.
Yeah,
How long
that
would
sounds
it
good.
take to get through there?
It would take a few hours, but if you hustle, you could probably beat the tide. It would be if you hustled, you could clear that in about 6 hours, which should be enough to beat most of the tide back. You might be sort of up to your ankles by the time you get there.
Now, how much time would we save if we walked on water?
Or swam. We all have swim speeds, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we could cut it even deeper, maybe. Well, the tide's out here, so like then we'd just be walking into deep water to then, I don't know.
Up to y'all.
Would water walk cut down on that time because we're not like wading through it?
It might cut down a little bit more.
I cast water walk. Why not? Right.
How long does that last?
An hour.
An hour? Okay, yeah. Yeah, if you cast that towards the end, it'll make that traversing that last bit a little bit easier, and there'll be less urgency to beat the tide.
Sounds good.
And yeah, with those two very good rolls, you've cut so far about half a day off of your journey.
Not bad at all.
As day 2 comes to a close, you have abandoned the road now, and you're off into this. I'd say wilderness. It is a great grassland here. Much of it already having started to die down for the winter. Not all of it. You're walking through pockets of like waist-high grass, which it's always fun. I don't like doing it myself.
Okay. What do I roll to check for ticks?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
They don't really go after cold-blooded creatures so much. So you're probably fine, right?
Well, you
Am I
know,
cold-blooded?
I don't know. Most fish are, unless you're like based on a tuna or something.
Okay. For the 90th time, I'm not a fish. For fuck's sake.
well, I bet, like, you know, if there are ticks, I don't think they'll survive a fireball.
That is true. That is true.
Waits out here. Fireball. Walks 40 feet. Fireball.
Lyme disease is no joke. Yeah, but day 2 goes largely without issue as well. Let's get around to perception checks as you're walking through that tidal flat.
Did you see that tidal flat?
It's a 27.
That title flit.
21 for me.
19.
What was yours, Shanks?
21.
21. Wade, unusually the only one who sees this. Off in the distance, in the sky, towards Edafo's jewel, you catch out of the corner of your eye just a very bright, sudden flash of light.
Interesting.
I bet that's our friend the Shinebringer. If you tell me that.
You see that? There's a sudden flash of light up there. Adolfo's jewel.
I didn't, weirdly, but do you think it's our friend the Shinebringer?
That's what I was thinking. Something related.
Well, I hope he's prepared for what's coming too. It's going to be interesting.
Indeed, better a flash of light than other nefarious things.
Yeah. David, remind me, the dragonborn that was like undead. The breath that came out of him, was that black?
It was like it wasn't black, it was like a sort of darkish purple.
Yeah, well, as long as we don't see any bright flashes of purple suddenly, I think we'll be okay.
It was kind of like a black light. I'll set it. Day 2 makes some great progress, goes largely without incident. Let's have some rolls for day 3.
All right, I'll take this one again.
Yeah.
20. Yeah.
About halfway into your day's travel, Learas, you notice something a little bit out of place, unusual. A distance to the north from where you are, as you sort of come over a little rise near the, still hugging the coastline, I presume.
Yeah.
There's every so often there's a few like large boulders or obstacles that you need, like they're really large, that you need to go inland a little bit to climb up and around. And
yeah, we also we wouldn't hug terribly to the coastline at places where it's not efficient to do so.
Right.
But yeah.
And you see a large swath of this grass that has been flattened from creatures moving over it. About from where you are, maybe 150 feet away.
And how big is this flattened area?
Hard to say from here. It appears you from this vantage point. Actually, we'll get a perception check in on that just to see what we can.
I'm willing to go a little closer, but that's a nat 1. But I mean,
for a total of
my passive. What's that?
For a total of.
Well, my passive is 21,
yeah.
which is the rule you play by.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's maybe 75 feet wide.
Okay.
Can't tell how long it is.
I see what you're saying. Does it look like it's like a straight up column of people moved through here kind of thing?
Yes, it does.
Ooh, I would like to figure out what direction they were going in.
Yeah. You'll need to approach to make a survival check for that.
Yeah, it's worth knowing. That's not great.
Yeah.
Do
you intend to approach stealthily, regularly? And you don't see any other creatures in the vicinity.
Yeah, but if this is the path they're taking, it makes sense to be there goes one of my d20s. Makes sense to be stealthy. I think he'll break off from them.
Do you want me to cast? It only works for a minute. Never mind. It probably won't help. I'm gonna offer greater invisibility, but
no, it'll be fine. I'll be fine, and it's only like 75 feet away from us. Like you.
Okay.
Okay. Not bad. So my stealth check is very much not bad. That's a 27.
27. Yeah, that is very much not bad. The grass here is tall enough that if you crouch down, it's just above your head. It's very easy to get cover.
Yeah, so yeah, he's just into the grass and moves along up until he gets to that point.
Yeah. And now, as you get closer and sort of stick your head out, it almost looks. It's kind of got the vibe of like a corn maze. So it's just this perfectly flattened area in what is otherwise tall grass.
It's UFOs,
right? Yeah. No cows to be found anywhere here. They've all been stolen.
Tides of Zemali just takes a completely different turn in terms of what we thought it was.
I mean, technically, things from the far realm are aliens.
Fair.
You just haven't seen any flying saucers yet. Well, you did see a flying saucer today with that circular cloud.
It was playing all along. We need a Will Smith.
They're gonna blow up the White House. Yeah, so as you stick your head out into this pathway, you can see that it does continue on for as far as you can see in either direction. But make that survival check for me to see which direction they were traveling.
17.
You're fairly certain that they were heading west based on the direction that most of the sticks have been bent down in. It looks like it's a westerly direction. Kind of difficult to tell how many, but if it's 75 feet wide, it was probably a lot, unless it just happened to be like 20 people marching perfectly side by side for no reason.
And like how pressed down is this heavy grass here? Like, is it thoroughly stamped into the ground?
There are some patches that look like maybe they were in between where columns of people were walking that aren't knocked down. So it wasn't as many people as it could have been, but the portions that are bent down are pretty. There's a good number of people.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to make my way back towards the others, and immediately as he like emerges, he's like, all right, well, there were, I don't know, dozens to hundreds, maybe even more, heading west.
You know how were you able to like get an idea of how fresh those tracks were?
That's a good point. It was, again, on a 17, they're pretty recent. Couldn't have been so recent because you couldn't see anybody, looking around. Like, there's nobody off in the distance, column of people, but
quite possibly it was yesterday or something.
Yeah. I'd say there's a good chance that you would have run it. You can feel confident that there's a good chance you would have run into them if you hadn't cut across the tidal flat.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I mean, that's
probably good, but
yeah,
still.
We need to send word. They need to know.
Okay. I should be doing it to Elbatende. Should I also tell Crystal Harbor too?
Their forces should all be with Elbatende at this point.
Okay. She's going to yeah, she'll send a message to Elbatende. We saw tracks heading west. Think about yesterday, maybe? He said hundreds, right?
Probably hundreds, maybe more.
Probably hundreds, maybe more. Everyone should be on the lookout. Do you need us to come back?
Your message gets sent and you can tell it's been delivered. There's a moment of silence before the response comes in. Thank you for the warning. No need to come back. Stay on your mission. We will be ready.
She relays that. Seems like they got a handle on that at least.
Good.
We still need more info, I guess. So.
Yes. I don't know if their intent is to try to break our stride as we prepare for this, or if they're not aware of Alvatinde's arrival and they were just sending a force to Crystal Harbor that they expected to go unhindered. But the fact that we've been preparing and gathering our forces, we'll be able to deal with them in 2 groups instead of 1. Might even make things better for us.
Agreed. Yeah, this might be for the best. If they have a bunch of people away from there, then we probably will have a bit of an easier time to get in there without being seen. All right. Well, we continue.
Let's continue on.
All right. And with that knowledge that there's likely a force marching on your allies who are now, fortunately, expecting it in Crystal
Makes a
Harbor,
big difference.
you continue on towards your ultimate mission. And anything that you all would like to do as you settle down for the evening tonight?
I'm going to check my spells real quick to see if there's something I should be.
Yeah, I can't think of anything I can do that will help us. Learas tied up all his loose ends, so it's just kind of focusing on task.
Yeah, that's a fun question. How's Learas feeling right now? You're going to be within visual contact of the Narrows in about 48 hours, if you keep up at this rate.
He's very much thinking one step at a time at the moment. He feels like if it took out his entire family, then even as he is right now, he's probably not strong enough to think about that yet. But I don't know. This is a big step in the right direction, and I think that it's definitely in the back of his head that once this is dealt with, that he does want to take some time and really try to get an idea of what they will be dealing with there. Although maybe it'll become more obvious before that. I don't know.
Where on the map are we resting about?
Let's see. Say you would have made it to about there.
I think this will be worth it then. Just in case something happens while we're resting for the night. Cam is going to cast aid on everyone at 4th level. So that'll give you an extra 15 to your hit point maximum.
Nice. Is that something you intend to keep doing at the end of each night if you've got or the end of each travel day if you've got the spell slot?
If I have a spell slot and we haven't used a bunch of resources already, then yeah.
Cool.
So it was 15 it was increasing by?
Yes.
That lasts for 24 hours, is that right? Or was
no, it's just 8. Yeah. So whenever they're like doing a long rest, just like if something attacks us in the middle of the night.
Gotcha.
Makes sense.
Yeah, as you bed down for the night, let's get a round of perception checks.
I'm going to go with my passive because I rolled a 2.
28.
24.
17.
17. Say, Wade, you're probably a little distracted, definitely not looking in the right direction. But Learas and Cam, the next morning, as you all are breaking camp, getting ready, as the sun is coming up, casting the morning light over the top of the bay at a very severe angle, you can see off in the distance, like way out into the bay, like you can barely make out that Harbor Watch is there from here. Like you can kind of see that there's some island there. About halfway between where you are and Harbor Watch, you can see enough motion in the water to understand that things are moving.
You see that?
Yep.
See what?
There's movement in the water out there.
Can you tell what direction it's moving?
Can I, David?
Not from here.
Does it look like it's moving, or does it look like it's like, moving in like a similar spot?
I'll say it looks like it's moving. It's not staying in the same spot, but like exactly what its heading is difficult to say. It's moving in a generally westerly direction. Is it southwest? Is it northwest? Okay. Hard to say.
Relay that to Wade. It's hard to say because we're so far, but it definitely looks like it's on the move.
It could be heading towards Harbor Watch. It could be heading towards Crystal Harbor. It could be heading somewhere else completely. And I assume at this distance, scale is hard to tell as well.
Mm-hmm. It's got to be decently large for you to be able to see that there's something disturbing the water from here. But whether it's one big thing or a bunch of small things,
it might be wise to send word back as well about this. Let them know to expect an attack from the water as well as land. Whether that means in the city or where they're gathering.
Okay, who exactly am I telling? We kind of gathered some forces, right?
Yeah, it might be best to tell. Was it Captain Bernhard?
Isn't Captain Bernhard like going with Elvatinde, or is he going to be on duty in Harbor Watch?
Well, he's probably with Elvatinde, but they're not far apart, and he might be best suited to making a decision about spreading forces.
That's fair. I guess at the very least you could tell me who to talk to, if not him.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to call this number instead.
Yeah. Okay, she's going to message Captain Bernhard then and say, we've seen some movement in the water, potentially heading toward Harbor Watch, or what was that called?
Crystal Harbor.
Crystal Harbor is what I meant to say, and then I was going to say the other place, Harbor Watch, but then I guess I remembered. But potentially heading towards Harbor Watch or Crystal Harbor. Not sure if you're the right person to tell.
Well, if I'm not, I'm the next best thing. If it's Harbor Watch, not much we can do, but we'll be ready if they're coming for the city.
Good. I wasn't expecting them to launch a multi-pronged attack so early on in all of this. I feel bad that we're not there on the front lines with them.
But they have front lines because of us.
Yes, I know.
It's hard to watch as things unfold around us.
They have powerful allies with them who aren't us, though.
I suppose you're right. We just have to trust that they're ready and that they can hold out. And that we'll actually have backup when we figure out what we're dealing with at the fort.
Or just handle it ourselves and then become like legends or something like that.
I mean, we might end up having to do that. But we'll see.
It's a tough situation. We just gotta trust that we set things up as much as we could.
Yeah. Well, let's continue on then. We've got a mission to do.
As you start traveling on day 4, let's have those
Once you can.
survival.
Do I have +9? 23.
Nice. Need to read something. Okay. All right. Yeah. As you travel on day 4, as you get further out into the peninsula, any sort of trees and bushes are becoming more sparse, being replaced by shorter grass, scrubland, getting a little bit less easy to find cover as you're into this more exposed to the weather part of the peninsula now. As the sun is starting to set, you spot, I think, Learas would be the one to spot it with your ridiculous passive. There are a number of small black things in the sky, some distance away from you, maybe a mile or two in the direction that you're heading. Hard to work out exactly what they are from just how far away they are, but with the way they're moving, I think probably birds.
Okay.
Have not seen a lot of those on your travel out here.
Interesting.
You've seen an odd seabird here or there, but definitely less than you would expect.
These fairly sizable birds.
And they're not huge, but they're on the bigger side of the bird spectrum.
Well, I have theories, but yeah. A lot of birds up ahead. Kind of looks like they're maybe circling the fort area. I'm hoping it's just vultures drawn by the dead flesh that they're using, but who's to say?
That was your theory?
That's my theory, yes.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Yes, before too long we will. Let's just make sure that dome is secure tonight.
Really tuck it in there.
Block the dome.
Give it an extra quarter turn.
Yeah, as you give an extra quarter turn to the dome, over torquing its specification to make sure that it really doesn't come out. anything this evening? You figure, based on the pace that you have been going, you could reach where you believe, where you believe the very end of the peninsula to be, like late tomorrow night. If you keep traveling, you'd probably get there. If you keep up this pace and it is as far away as you think it is, you'd probably get there around midnight, 1 a.m. if you kept going.
Like we could have done that midnight this evening if we
so after this next rest.
Okay, all right.
You got a day of travel, and then if you keep going, the following midnight.
Okay.
Are we wanting to arrive at 9? Is that the plan?
I'm not sure, to be honest. It would provide us a little bit extra cover. I imagine that their fort will be lit up, which might also provide us a little bit more indication of numbers that are remaining. But we'd have to push ourselves, and then should we accidentally trigger anything, we might be at a disadvantage.
Well, I'm fine with whatever you think, but if we're gonna try to arrive there at midnight or later, I can make sure that we all have the ability to see in the dark once we get close.
Yeah, that would be helpful. Although I don't really hope to get within 300 feet of the fort, but unless we have to anyway.
The further we can see while we're scouting things out, the better, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. Definitely relying on Learas's tactical thinking. I think Cam is just willing to let her spells and stuff and her skills be used appropriately.
Hopefully we'll get word if anything starts to go wrong back home.
I trust Elvatende will let us know.
Hope so.
So I guess she already did get kind of turned into a little figurine before, so maybe that could be the terrible thing that happens right off the bat.
If she had a nickel.
If that happens again, hopefully Riven will have the foresight of sending to us.
She is pretty smart.
How quickly would your spell return us? Would it be instant?
I think so. Yeah.
Good. All right, then. Let's try not to think about that eventuality and get some sleep.
She will let you know that you have to be within 5 feet of her to do that.
Good to know.
And as you bed down for another night out here in the grasslands of the Amatha Peninsula, sleep takes those of you that do sleep. Wade, at about 2 a.m, you get a message from Alvatende. Their force has arrived. We are engaging them. We'll let you know how it goes. If you don't hear, don't worry. Probably means I'm tired. Running out of words there.
Yep.
Orders to that. Thank you for letting us know. We will keep you informed of our progress.
And perhaps, as you may expect, there is no response. But your night passes rather calmly. It would be very chilly out here, exposed on the, there's really no cover out here except for your dome, but it's always a nice comfy temperature in the dome.
Yeah.
And the morning light arrives on what could be your last day of travel.
Well, let's press on for today, and we'll see if we feel the need to press through the night.
Sounds good to me. Learas is up.
Does Wade relay that message from Albatende to the rest of the group?
But yeah, after I see them, finishing getting ready, I'm like, last night, potentially the initial force we saw, or you saw, Learas, they made contact with Albatende, so they said that she'll let us know how it goes.
Fair enough. All we can do is trust them for now. If we have reason to think otherwise, then you can pull us back to the woods.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right. Well, apparently Learas is a little bit distracted now because that's only a 15 on my survival check.
With advantage?
Yeah.
Yoish.
Yeah. I rolled a 5 and an 8.
Yoish.
So.
That's worse than yeesh. Yoish.
Yoish. It's like, isn't his modifier plus 15? It's
not on survival, it's just a plus 7.
Yeah, I think necessarily you're making slower progress today. There's fewer things to duck behind should you need immediate cover. The grass is not tall enough for that anymore, and as you're going along, you can see signs of patrols. Not necessarily there's somebody actively patrolling, but this is like, okay, here we have a stationary torch. Here we have a trail that is going perpendicular to this path that we've been following where these creatures came out from. And I think necessarily that slows you down a little bit. Not quite making the speed you were hoping you would make today, but much less likely to get noticed by playing it safe like that. About noon, Wade, you get another message from Albatende. Fought most of them off, cleaning up some stragglers. Few casualties, some damage to the city. Went about as well as it could have.
Try not to ask about the Herald's Haven. Try not to ask about the Herald's Haven. It's not the most important thing right now.
I will let them know.
I thought Shanks was saying hairless haven. I was like, a hairless haven.
It's where bald people hang out. Gosh.
I will let Learas and Cam know.
Great. Let's let them know we'll be arriving at the fort within 24 hours.
Okay, I will say, glad to hear that damage is minimal and few casualties. We will be at the fort within 24 hours.
It's good to know that we have few casualties. They've taken out a good-sized force. If there was damage to the city, that does mean that whatever in the water most likely attacked the city directly. That sounds about as good as it possibly could have gone. Their numbers just reduced significantly. So as long as we can stop them from rebuilding, we might have a good shot here.
Any more for this conversation?
I think so.
All right. Another day of travel. Some of the anxiety of what your allies back home are facing resolved with answers, but perhaps replaced with what got damaged. Few casualties, but who?
Yeah.
And you continue on. We'll have another potentially last round of survival checks, depending on how it goes.
Ooh, 25.
25. That's the highest one yet.
Yay.
Right. You managed to make up a bit of the time you lost yesterday, perhaps reinvigorated by the news, made more urgent by the news. Whatever your characters feel. But as you close in on the fortress towards the end of this travel day, we'll take a round of perception checks from
Let's
everybody.
do some of those.
Perception. Passive
that's
at
a 21.
17.
17, 21,
20.
20. All right. You stop for a moment about what you estimate to be can't be more than a mile. Can't quite make it out yet. The details of the fortress, there's something blocking your line of sight. Maybe it's the topography, but you can see the narrows, and you can see that there's this big gap of water coming up ahead of you, so you know you're getting close. That there is a puddle in a rock. It looks like maybe rain that gathered up, and it is just, you notice, absolutely foul. It's like there's nothing that died or rotted in here that should have this water be so rancid, but it's like brown and nasty and has just a decay smell to it, and it's a little bit thick, not as thick as the thick water from before.
If there could be like an opposite to what we got from near the forest, this would be it.
Yeah, pretty much. You're not wrong.
And there is just this like oppressive energy that you can feel apart from that. Like heavy Wade, you used to be a necromancer. Make an Arcana check for me on top of that.
Arcana, that's a 10.
10. You're not sure what the origin, effect, purpose, any of that like is, but you're like there is an aura of undeath that you can feel about you.
Well, that's not surprising. I mean, we're fighting things that are raising the dead and twisting other creatures into other things, and we'll just have to be on our toes.
Yeah, I think we should be on our toes, and she's going to touch Learas on the shoulder and give him her vigilant blessing so that he has advantage on his next initiative check.
Thank you. I think maybe from here on out, perhaps we should all be stealthy and not get too close to things as a group if we expect trouble.
Do you want me to linger in the back?
Maybe just a ways back, but for
Not too
now,
far.
I'll let you know if I need to break away.
Okay.
It's going Learas, Wade, Cam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Probably like maybe 15 feet out from Wade, and then like another 10 feet back for Cam.
Sounds good.
All right. Stealth check. Okay. Not my best, but it is a 25.
That's pretty good.
I know.
That's pretty good.
I didn't roll good at all. I got a
What'd
total
you get?
12.
12?
Yes.
Yes, Vix.
Cam. Cam.
Was it a natural 1?
What did you do?
I got a 4.
4?
Could I cast Bless or Guidance on myself?
Yeah.
It's not gonna help, but
Yeah,
you
because
know,
an 8's so much better.
I mean, it's above a 5.
yeah, it's a
True.
scaling thing, you know.
There's lots of different things with different amounts of awareness.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 6.
The 6. Nice. All right. And again, you are all about a mile out from where you estimate the fort to be at this point. Is there anything you'd like to do to prepare other than what you've already done? Or we keep going until we get a little closer?
Yeah, there's nothing that I can really do from a mile out that will last.
Yeah.
So what I will do is I will be on my best perception to try to spot anyone who's trying to spot us so that I can warn these loud people behind me before they get into line of sight.
I think
All
instead of waiting until we bed down for the night, Cam would have cast that same level aid on everyone since we're kind of getting into the midst of things now.
Makes sense.
So still just a 21 to my looking out for their lookouts.
All right.
Mark off that sending to be fair to myself. Okay, there we go.
All right. And I think we'll deal with your approach to Fort Oss and what secrets lie within after our break. Welcome back, everybody. I have eaten some food and refreshed my beverages. And I think we're about to start scouting out the enemy fortress. All right. As we left, you were about a mile away and starting to make your way a little bit closer, taking extra pains to be stealthy and go unnoticed. As you're approaching this direction, you can see that the path of crushed grass that you had been following circles down and around the coast, lowering in elevation. Now there's cliffs to the south of you, overlooking the water now, rather than a slope down as you've gotten closer to the main sea. The weather here a little bit rougher, and there's a point at which you can then see over the edge of this land down a cliff into the narrows proper, where you can see this large fortress built a short distance off the coast, connected to it by a bridge. And I will find the tab, there it is, and switch to the map of the fortress. You are in that little red box sort of towards the bottom left, which I put there because the map is very big and your tokens are very small.
That's fair. Oh, damn. Okay. Shit.
And I'd like to thank Nerdy Maps on Reddit for this.
So this isn't a Milk original?
It is not a Milk original.
And the creature tokens we can see on the map are...
Call back. Fucking all stream Milk's maps. Right at the end.
I maintain that it was the font's fault, not mine, that I can read.
You added a whole extra letter.
Yeah, but it's not a very big one. It's like a line and a little bit.
So I assume that like the creature tokens you've left on the map are things we can actually see from where we are.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure where you were going to approach from or how. So there are some things that are necessarily like out of range that you don't like have line of sight on right now, but these would be visible to you,
Right.
If you had a clear line of sight to them.
Fair enough. What the fuck? There's a twisted Etten. From zoomed way out, it looked like a big mouth fish. And I'm like, why is it on the land though?
Here, we'll reveal that guy for you. There you go. Yeah,
Oh,
right
damn.
down at the base of this cliff going down towards the water, you can see this two-headed creature. You've seen similar things
before, I think, right?
Not this. This looks different. It's similar. The things you fought had like tentacles kind of going on here. This has its arms look like they have been replaced with some sort of tentacle looking things.
I'm trying to figure out if it being kind of less fucked up means it'll be less powerful or more powerful. like was that other one just an experiment that got horribly wrong and they're like, just send it in to die? Or is this thing like less capable and that's why it's just here guarding? Who knows?
Who knows?
So anyway, I should narrow at it. I'm joking. Okay. Well, this does give us a pretty good idea of what we're dealing with. We don't see a huge amount of forces like outside or anything.
You don't see a huge amount of forces outside the castle. You do see a lot of facilities for supporting a large number of living creatures. Like there are fields here, like they're growing food and crops. Not a whole lot, but more than you would need for an undead army.
Interesting.
And even in...
I mean, some of these aren't undead, though, right? We can see that, so...
Yeah. Even with the great distance, though, you can see a number of large figures manning the walls and various strategic points on the castle. And every so often, you can see a large, faintly glowing draconic head peek up over the walls and shift around again before settling down.
Okay, well, on initial inspection, Learas is going to like duck back behind whatever cover they have and say, well, I see a lot of things that are concerning. They have a number of Fomorians, and I mean, we did take that one down fairly well, but that was one on its own. And they've got the dragon inside, a number of other creatures I'm not familiar with. But we're not seeing a huge army, which means it's quite possible the bulk of their forces just slammed against the rocks and were lost.
So, what would be the best way to deal with this then? Do we want to try to find the dragon first without being seen, or do we fight our way through, or do we just go back?
Learas will point out where the head pops up over the wall every once in a while. He's up there, but that's sort of central to the structure, which means if we could strike directly at the dragon, but we would be quickly surrounded. Then we'd be fighting a dragon, a number of giants, etc.
Sounds like a party.
Not a party I want to be a part of, unfortunately. Not without backup.
That's true. How much were we planning on scouting? How much further, I suppose?
I don't know necessarily that it makes sense to get closer, but we should watch for a time and witness whatever changes may occur. They may have multiple shifts. They may have people that return from elsewhere. We may see a number of people come up from underground all of a sudden. Who knows? This information is good, but doesn't paint the full picture yet. And we still don't see anyone. Like, the dragon obviously is an important part of this, but the dragon didn't turn itself into that. We don't see any, like, anyone who might be in command at this moment.
Hard to say. What to Learas would signify as someone is in command?
That's a really good question. I don't know. It's like one of those things. I can't explain it, but I know it if I saw it.
Yeah.
But like if you obviously saw someone giving out orders, that might point to them, even though that they could have a hierarchy system that's quite complex. You don't know. But I think he would like to watch and observe over the course of the next hour or so, just to see if anything shifts, anything points to anyone being in command, anyone who seems to be treated differently comes through.
If there's like people parting for somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your plans to sit tight here for an hour or so and observe.
Yeah, if that's possible.
Absolutely.
What time of day is it right now, too?
It is just after nightfall. So you lost a little bit of time that one day.
I will use my Eyes of Night on everybody.
And yeah, feel free to use the ruler. This is a really big map from where you are. The base of that nearest tower with the Fomorian in it's about 300 feet away.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And this Etten, I assume it travels up this road, or like...
Yes, that one that's just at the base of the cliffs below you seems to wander around for a little while and leans up against this rock for a little bit and comes back over here.
Okay, so he's just on a post here.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
But let's get some perception checks for that hour.
For sure.
22.
22.
23.
23.
14.
Wow. So what you can see over the course of the next hour is that it looks like this bundle of structures to the north of you. You see some people come in from the fields here, go inside these buildings. These people come down this way and go in here. And it looks like people are going about sort of an evening routine. More smoke starts coming up from chimneys as people start making dinner. So it is just after dark, but it is winter. So, it gets dark kind of early. It's probably about 7 by now. By 7 or 8 by the end of your hour. And I need die. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. Just towards the end of that hour, you spot another one of those twisted Ettins coming out of the gate to the fortress and starting to make its way down this way.
Okay.
And then depending on how long you wait, there'll be an interaction. I don't think nobody ever learned giant, right?
I don't believe so. No.
Yeah, I don't have it.
There's some sort of exchange, and then one replaces the other.
Makes sense. Okay.
And if you keep waiting any longer,
What's the plan, boss?
Learas is in planning mode, but I think after that first hour, once he kind of has the feel for it, he feels like he saw a change in shift. We know that there's people in the town there that are working the fields who are loyal to them. The fact that they've got just this one bridge as the approach point is a little troubling, which means they might have to support their forces getting into the fort. So he's kind of like making rough sketches and like kind of planning out phases. And I think he'll take a little bit longer, and he won't really start until after an hour once he's like kind of observed everything. And then he'll just say, okay, give it another half an hour, just while I work some of this out. And he's also going to point out those zombie clots that are probably visible at least at some point through this hour.
You've got enough height that you can make them out in the torchlight that's around.
Yeah, those were troublesome last time we encountered one, and there's two. And again, other things around them.
Those were the things in the forest when we were leaving from Southport. Is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah, you fought one of those when you were with that Dragonborn.
Yeah. Yeah. So, a lot of tough enemies. We don't want to be going it alone, but we also can't get our army in easily. They might just get completely swarmed when they're on the bridge. So, my thinking is we need to take out the two Fomorians on the gatehouse there and open up the gates ourselves. They're elevated above where the clots are and stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
That's okay.
And one thing I also want to point out that Learas would note is that these giants, this fortress was not constructed by giants. This is a human, or this is like a humanoid sized fortress. So you can see them over the walls when they're walking, and like that twisted Ettin that replaced the other one came from somewhere. Like you didn't see it wandering around. It wouldn't fit in most of these buildings. Same too with the Fomorians. As you're waiting another half hour, the Fomorians on the bridge and the ones on the gatehouse, you'll see them change shifts and they go somewhere. That's
the kind of thing that I was like, I'm expecting this. They're coming and going from somewhere else, whether that's underground or a portal or what have you. There is like a proper building here on that south end, right? But that's again constructed for human-sized people.
Like it's the building on the south end and the building on the east side they're rather grand, large buildings. Like you think they could probably fit in there, but it wouldn't be like comfy.
That is exactly what I'm kind of expecting. So there's there's more to this that we're not seeing.
Mhm.
And he's sharing this information as he's reasoning it out. Has anyone come from that southern building? That seems to be the most defensible point. And so I'm kind of wondering if anyone has come or gone from there. Or maybe the eastern, I don't know.
The southern building, it's hard to say. You don't have line of sight on the door. But there are, like, people moving around. You can see a few, like, humanoid-sized people moving about. And you can also see a few humanoid-sized... Like, there are more humanoids around. I just didn't put them all on here because they're...
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
But there are people moving around inside of the fortress. And I'll say in that hour and a half, you don't see anybody go in or out of that big building to the east, which you do have line of sight on the door.
Okay.
It does have two large guards posted on either side who are unmoving.
Yeah, the fact that that one's so heavily guarded, the dragon and those two, probably means that's where the person we're looking for is going to be. All right, well, we need to send word that we can attack at any point. They do have a reduced force, I believe, because of that. Well, I mean, that's kind of a statement of fact. But I do think they're not as prepared for us right now, but they still have a sizable force and many powerful among them. So we need to convey a sending to them that conveys, how dangerous this is. We are here. We have eyes on it. I wish I could send them a fucking image of what... We got to get on arcane texting, guys. But they'll be facing resistance in the town outside the fort. They'll have to cross the bridge. When they're ready to attack, they should let us know, because we'll attack the gatekeepers.
Is there any way we could get them to go across the bridge?
The enemy?
Yes.
I imagine they'll hide behind their walls as long as they're able to. That is how you defend a fort.
I guess. I wish there was some way we could just flush them all out.
I hear you. At best, we might get the dragon to come out and breathe its necromancy on us. It looks like they've got some level of artillery. I don't know if it's like I don't want to read into the imagery of the map too much because I know it's not handmade. But I imagine like wherever there's things like cannons or whatever, there's something that can shoot at us.
It is a defended rampart with some giant size weapons that have been mounted there for the Fomorians to operate.
So even with a token force, if we were trying to draw them out, I assume they would just blast at us from range and stay defended. I mean, it's what I would do if I had a fort.
Maybe when we're done this, you will have a fort.
I suppose that's a good point, but I quite like the idea of building up the old docks in Crystal Harbor.
If you had a fort, why would you leave your fort? What would force you to leave your fort?
It would have to be incredibly important. We would have to have something that they can't survive without, or something that they desperately need to fulfill their plans. Because as it stands, they have been ahead of us every step of the way, and they've put a lot of effort into defending this fort, it looks like. And we don't even know who they are enough to call them out directly. The only creature in there that might be swayed out is the dragon. And I'm kind of hoping to avoid that at the moment. I think it's better we blitz the hell out of them. Have our forces come in completely full force, full speed, land as close to their town as we possibly can. Have everyone charge. It's a good force. I imagine the people outside aren't as well prepared for dealing with something like this. But immediately upon that revelation, we attack the gate, draw the artillery forces towards us a little bit, but they might not be willing to shoot at their own gates. We can take out their main defense, and then once we're inside, it's just a matter of pushing through level by level.
So I need to send a sending to Elvatende to tell her that we have eyes on it and that they should come this way.
Yes, I think it's time to attack. They've had another day of rest, so hopefully whatever wounds they've suffered are healed and they're magically prepared. If they can attack at dawn, then we can send several messages, get some rest, and be ready for the attack.
Okay, what's the important information? And this is because Vix hasn't taken her meds today, and so following this conversation has been difficult.
That's fair. Human forces.
Honestly,
in the
yeah,
town.
you do this, and Cam is going to.
All right. It might be more than one sending.
That's totally fine. She got this.
So, human forces in the town outside fort. Heavy patrols. Heavy resistance on the bridge. Attack at dawn. We'll open the gates. Be prepared for losses. That's 25.
I need to do some math here for her response.
That's fair. And you two, you're both ready for this onslaught?
Ready.
I don't know if I should feel confident from your laugh or terrified that you're about to go insane.
I'm always
About
concerned
to.
about that with him, honestly.
About to.
You've been in plenty of battles by now, Wade. I'm sure you can handle it.
Which part? The insane part? I can handle the insane part.
I mean, I get it. It is insane. But the longer we leave them, the worse it gets. We've gathered what forces are available to us.
We would have had to get involved some way, I'm sure, being part of, the Olive Works and Weave anyway.
At least this way, we actually have the hope here.
Do another
Attacking with full force from the outside while also launching an infiltration that they can't resist. Spreads their attention. And the town standing on its own against not only the forces of Crystal Harbor, but Alvatinde and the mages and everyone else. Without support from the castle, that's going to be difficult for them to withstand. They should be run right over.
You get a reply back.
All right.
Dawn will be a challenge. Can be there in about 12 hours. If it's so heavily defended, how about an attack from the air?
Okay, Overtender.
Yeah, I did not know that was an option from her. Is that the whole sending?
Have you heard from the Kenku? There we go.
We should probably send to them.
We could send directly to them before we respond to her.
Oh, that's a good idea. Instead of just being like, no, I haven't heard from them. How many words did that end up being? How many slots did I have to? Oh. Thanks.
How many what?
Oh, that was just one sending.
Okay.
Yeah, it was only one sending. I managed to fit like all the information into that first sending. So
okay, I wasn't counting. Okay, she'll send to. Who've we mostly been talking to? Brilliant or Bobble?
Brilliant usually manages the counter, but you've interacted with Bobbles as well because she's part of the Hall of Weave. It's probably about 50-50, but Brilliant, Cam's probably interacted with Brilliant more since she's the one who sells you glitter.
That's fine. All right, I'll send to Brilliant. Hi. The eyes probably goes out like that. We're now at Fort Oss. There's been some attacks. How are you faring? Will you be able to get involved soon?
probably should have mentioned the 12 hours, but
She'll send another one.
really hope we aren't discovered in the night.
Okay. Oh, good. We've been talking our patron out of going on his own. He's getting impatient. We're raring to go.
They really want to come here. Should we say come here at dawn or should we say come here in 12 hours?
12 hours. I'm sure if they know it's 12 hours, they can wait that long. And then that way we're attacking all at once, including with a fucking dragon. That turns the tides big time.
Tides of Zemali.
What's that?
The tide of
tide.
It turns the tides of Zemali.
The tides of Zemali are about to come in this summer.
All right, another sending. Back to Brilliant. We're about to attack with our patron in 12 hours. They're going to attack above the fort. So watch out for that.
Dragon's here.
Dragon's here. We're camping nearby.
You're already on the way.
Oh, they're on the way. Then another one to Elvatende.
Yeah. 12 hours is good. Our dragon's coming too. Whatever else you need to convey.
She'll add, the aerial assault sounds like a good idea.
Right. Yes.
Very good. Giants and dragons fighting on the same side. It's been too long. They'll never know what hit them.
That's exciting. Everyone sounds so raring to go.
Oh, and she'll say, keep an eye on the sky. You'll know when we're close.
Mm-hmm.
That will be her response.
All right. Now, from having watched this for a while, and just trying to interpret the map and stuff like that, because I do have that scroll of flying, but I would love to hold on to it as an escape if I need it.
Valid.
So
Valid.
I'm wondering if I, as Learas, an experienced ranger and, stealthy guy, sees a path that he could take to stealthily get to the water, through the water, and up to climb up to get to his eventual destination of sneak attacking that Fomorian on the wall.
That one that's closest to you on the southern tower?
No, the one that's at the gate. So the next most southern one on the wall. Yeah.
I'm gonna this guy?
Yeah, that guy.
Okay. Hard to say what lies beneath the water. Probably not too deep right here. But under cover of night, it would probably be pretty easy to do in the middle of the day. Maybe a little bit more difficult. As you've seen some people moving around there, you could very much climb up. It's a small cliff to the base of the wall. Like you could, there's enough cover in the rocks, you think, to probably obscure your ascent for the most part.
Right.
But when you're hanging off the side of a wall, not a lot to hide behind.
Yeah.
But I'd say if you timed it right, you're pretty confident that you could get to the water. The water will provide you cover from anything that's not in the water. What's
Right.
down there?
That's fair. That's true. And they've got sea things. Well, it might just be Cam carrying me and dropping me on the Fomorian then.
I will say, you haven't seen telltale signs of large things moving through this little bit of water here.
True. But even little things, if it causes a disturbance, that would be the end of the plan.
Yeah.
It's fine. I was just thinking that I could spare resources and get it, but
It might work.
Cam and Wade are gonna have to fly either way, so
Yeah. Learas, I think, feels confident that he could make it work if there's nothing under the water to see him, which is just a question mark.
yeah. But it's a big one,
Yeah.
Well, it's not that deep. I don't know. Might be worth doing.
The biggest danger for you would be passing through this point right here to get to the other bank. Once you're up against the bank, you'd probably have enough rocks and things to feel comfortable being able to find a hiding spot at short notice. It's just this big. What is that? That's about
that also
100 feet. That you
that
need
also
to cover.
That means being away from the group and having to sleep on that side, basically.
Or you could go early in the morning and wait. Only be a couple of hours then.
I guess we'll just have to. I'm just gonna stay with the group. I don't want to give them reason to have to be concerned about Learas' safety before the battle starts.
He died.
All right. Well, let's just get in the dome and try to remain out of sight. We've seemed to have done well here, but I'm going to see if maybe there's anything right in that immediate area that is completely obscured, something where no one's going to find us.
Immediate area from where you are?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, make I'll say you could do that with a survival check.
Okay. Well, it's a 15.
15. You're pretty well hidden right here. There's some decent low scrub, especially with the cover afforded to you by the ability to sort of disguise the dome. But if you wanted to be a little bit more out of line of sight, there is like some contours in the sort of tiered hill behind you. You could move around a little bit more to the southwest and you'd have cover behind that.
Yeah, let's do
Voice.
that. It's not that big a difference, and it's a little bit more cover. Let's be precautious.
Less directly in line of sight, even if you are hidden.
Yeah, and we'll make sure that the dome matches the surrounding terrain and everything.
That's smart. Yeah.
All right. We doing watches tonight?
Yeah,
That's probably.
Wade
doesn't have to sleep. It's a long rest. So, you got this, or do you want us to actually take a watch each, just in case?
You're good. You can get sleep. I don't need sleep.
I'm starting to get concerned about Wade's mental health.
A little bit.
Yeah, maybe you don't need sleep, but you might need sleep.
Just because you don't need sleep does not mean you don't need sleep.
So were you voicing your plan of like getting rid of that Fomorian on the gate there?
Well, that was part of the plan. The plan that I was thinking about, just about stealthing it, was the thing that was in consideration that I've gotten rid of. But our plan is when the attack starts that we're gonna fly across and take out these two Fomorians at the gate.
Okay, because I mean, if you want, I could just dimension door me and you over there.
Ooh, that works too. Yeah. But then I could guarantee a fucking surprise on this bastard.
Yeah, it's got the range for it.
Damn.
You got like 90 feet left after you dimension door. Like the range on that's 500 feet, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's only going to take 410 to get right behind that guy.
Well, maybe we'll go after the far one then and let Cam drop on the near one.
Yeah.
How long would it take to fly that way?
What's your flying speed?
Flying speed.
I don't know. Because my fly doesn't last very long. So, it's just 30 feet.
To be dash.
That's still 60 feet around, which in a minute you would then be doing 600 feet.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it should be fine.
Yeah, you would get to the closer guy on the set. Like you would be in melee with the closer guy on the 7th round from exactly where you are right now.
Which would still give me some of that additional radiant damage that comes with that form.
I could cast fly on you beforehand, which would be 10 minutes.
And then
and
I
you go
would
60 feet. Your flying speed is 60 feet.
Yeah, and then I wouldn't waste any of my radiant damage stuff that way. That sounds good to me.
Good. Then we've got our plan of attack.
All right. So how's everybody feeling as you, well, two of you try to get some sleep?
You know, there's a good chance we're gonna die. But Learas doesn't voice that. He spent almost his entire life pushing himself into situations where he might die. This is just another one, another necessary one. So, surprisingly, he's just okay with it.
I don't think Cam gets really afraid. She's pretty courageous, and I think because she never really thought she was gonna have much of a life a lot of the time. This feels like it's moving towards something big for all of them. Even if it goes not great today, she thinks that they'll come out having at least lessened whatever trouble Crystal Harbor's going to face after. So she's feeling pretty confident, but I think she also she snuggles up to Learas and she's just like, yeah, she's like, tomorrow's gonna be a big day. But her voice sounds hopeful a bit.
Yeah. It's another adventure.
And how's Wade doing as he's sitting there watching this fortress throughout the night?
He's probably nervously fidgeting with some whatever random thing he's gathered across in the journey.
They got all kinds of interesting things.
Sort of eye stalk.
Yeah.
Just squishing.
Just ding.
A little stress ball.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the night, you're left alone throughout the night. It does appear that most of the forces, the troops, have vacated this place, as you suspect, watching people on guard, various creatures. You see, just before dawn, another shift, a change of guard. You can guess that if everybody's guard shift is the same length, there's probably 4 shifts. Give you a little sense of numbers. Assuming they're different creatures. How easy is it to tell Fomorians apart from 400 feet away? I don't know.
Yeah.
Not super easy to tell anything apart 400 feet away. And the morning comes and you all wake up, and that oppressive aura stays with you. You get your long rest, but you feel like you didn't get the greatest night's sleep, waking up a little groggier than you might hope.
It's always a good sign.
Probably should have looked into that a little bit.
Let's see.
As they're waking up in the morning, Learas is digging into his bag and he goes, "You know how you spend like weeks preparing for something, and then at the last minute, once you do all the things you're supposed to do, you head out and realize you've forgotten the most basic, most obvious things?
Your keys."
I always feel like that.
Well, it's not as common for me, but I'm down to my last ration. So it's a good thing we saved a lot of time on our way here.
Oh. Well.
Otherwise, I would have been fighting on an empty stomach.
There's always fish.
That's true, but I think if they saw 3 adventurers up here fishing off the cliff, they might be suspicious of us.
You could always eat some moss that I got from the Feywild.
Is now the best time to be experimenting with Fey moss?
It smells interesting.
I'm sure it does. That only makes me more suspicious of something from the Feywild.
Down to your last ration, gazing down upon the fortress. I think you notice it first, Learas. There is a storm cloud approaching from the southwest at a great velocity.
All right, they are incoming, so we need to prepare ourselves and be ready to launch our sneak attack. So,
with your survival modifier, I'd say you could guesstimate that they'll be here in anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes.
I do not know what she's planning, like if she's dropping troops off or if she already did and they're on the way, or like what's going on, or if she has a way to like airdrop them, like no idea. But either way, those two Fomorians up there with battlements, they need to go down. So yeah, so for now at least the plan is the plan. And yeah, Learas will just do his thing of double checking every piece of his equipment. Has his swords, he has his new whip. He has not managed to get the second whip off of what's his name? We'll make do. And before we actually take off on things, he will stealth so that hopefully he's somewhat unnoticeable when he appears behind that Fomorian.
I'm just going over my spells real quick to make sure there isn't something new now that we have all this information.
Well, you'll have a little bit of time to think about it. We've got 45 minutes, not 45 minutes. We've got 15 minutes left on the regular game time, which I don't think is enough time to storm this fortress.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Damn it, I want to get into this so bad.
You will have... I want to make... I don't want to rush it. I want to make sure that we have plenty of time. I don't have to... I don't think there's really going to be a good place to leave it once this kicks off.
Yeah, I know. I get that. I get that.
I also want to get into it. I'm very excited for this.
He's like, I've been trying to kill you this entire campaign. Learas, do you want to try and describe to me what your idea of this, like, where we're going to approach from and all that?
Well, your dimension door should take us to, I'll draw. Blue, why not? Should take us to about here. And then you can back off down the wall that way if you need to. And I will get right in its fucking face and stab it about 1,000 times. That way he's focused on me, not shooting at Alvatinde or whatever troops may come out of this. And then Cam, so is there a gold? I can do yellow. Cam should be flying over to attack this one. In fact, Cam, you don't really even have to land. You could probably just stay out of its reach and throw magic at it.
I guess that's fair.
At the very least, until one of them's down, right? Or if you feel confident, by all means, do what you think is best.
There's just a lot of things I can do that don't require earning my spell resources if I do just strike at it.
Okay.
But that's not a bad idea to maybe just get the big things out of the way.
Yes, well, they aren't the biggest things we'll be dealing with, unfortunately.
I think Cam maybe will try to set up a moonbeam, maybe?
Oh, a moonbeam? Oh, that's not a bad idea, considering...
The moonbeam with a spiritual weapon might be good. Take a little bit to charge up, but Cam always takes a couple of rounds to really get going anyway. So.
Yeah, I feel that, but we've got a lot of things to fight through, and getting everything launched is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions about my plan? Because that's pretty much the bulk of it for the time being. After that, we kind of have to see what happens. That'll take several rounds, I suspect. And then we'll have to see what's going on with the Flying Fortress, with our forces, and what the enemy does to react. But then after that, I suspect it'll be making sure we can open that next gate, which would be this one here in red. No. That is a gate there, right, David?
Yes, that is a gatehouse.
So we would need to make sure we can open that one as well. Which, if Cam is flying, she should have no problem. You and I on the walls should probably be able to make our way over and cross there somehow.
Does a resilient sphere float on water?
like a little ball.
A hamster ball?
If it's full of air, I don't see why not.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
It's not what I want to happen, though.
You could. Yeah.
Does it say anything about only air can pass through it, or
Nothing can pass through it.
then I imagine water will not pass through it.
If you want
But
it
it
to
could
sink,
pass around it.
if you want it to sink, you could create it full of water.
That says creatures can breathe in it. My thought was like if I was able to trap one of the Fomorians in a resilient sphere.
And just roll them off.
I mean, that would still be effective. That would still be effective.
To roll it down the cliff. Just a thought. A thought after Cam makes her way to
Yeah, I
I
mean,
love
because
where
then
your
they
head's
would.
at.
Yeah, if you did that and rolled them down, it'd be hard for them to just stop rolling down. At the very least, you'd put them at the bottom and they'd have to get up again.
Even if they did float on the water, they would just be floating there on the water. And then even if you release them, it'd take them a while to get back here.
So
It is an option.
it's an option to get one of them out of the way.
Who knows how good a swimmer they are?
But it might even be worth saving for something more. Like, we've got a bunch of these guys to fight. We've got some things we don't even know about here to fight. Which, granted, you can't roll them down a cliff easily, but still.
Yeah.
Some good planning going on.
Yeah, we got.
Watching beat down and chatting.
Yeah, boy!
I need to open with pre-casting bark skin.
That'll be a good move.
Yeah. And then
I also have
Stealth.
banishment if we want to just deal with one thing at a time, but I can't have that up at the same time as Moonbeam.
Yeah. I mean, we did take out one of these things a while ago. I think we can probably kill these without too much resistance. The main thing is I don't want them shooting like while we're launching our first attack. We want to kill them, open the gate, and have them not shooting during that time. So this covers all of that, even if it's a bit of a fight.
Okay.
Then as we get to things like dealing with those two fucking giant things that are guarding the main building, maybe banishing one of them would be a fucking awesome idea.
Yeah. Both Wade and Learas are pretty familiar with Cam's skill set, so she's pretty good at using it herself, but if there's like something that they need her to do, like just call it out.
For sure.
Well, as you are standing there, preparing, planning, waiting for Albatende to arrive, you see this storm cloud that you've been tracking getting nearer to you gain altitude until it passes through the clouds, the other clouds that are already there, and breaks your line of sight, presumably continuing on closer towards the target. And I think that's probably as good a place as any to leave it for this week.
Mhm.
Sounds